Yo, what's up? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to be going over how I managed to collect over $4,000 in just 3 days on an offer that was brand new, didn't exist before I hopped on and partnered with the creator to be able to scale it. And I'm going to be going over the exact process of how we did it. If you are a coach, course creator, or if you're trying to do the same type of stuff that I'm doing, this is probably really going to help you. So I'm going to pop my computer into the screen now, and this is the case study that I made that you'll be able to find on the website. I'll put it in the description. But yeah, this is him, bro. Like, if you're in the gym, you probably want to be like that. So he made it a little easier. I didn't need to build an audience. This wasn't like a complete from scratch, take like 0 to hero. But this boy doesn't know nothing about business. I love him so much. I hope he watches this video. I'm gonna tell him about it. But it's yeah, even though I didn't have to build the audience, I definitely had to build the awareness of the offer. I had to do all of the market research. I'm gonna get into all of that here right now. But yeah, here's his Instagram. You can go check it out. And so basically, this is what we did. Again, you can repeat exactly what we did. So this funnel is just a really like quick example I can go through that we sourced all the leads through his Instagram. We use this with organic content, with doing posts that he was already doing, and then also reels that were sourced from content that we knew did well in the past, and then also like that his competitors were doing things like nutrition style videos, using B-roll and like aesthetic text. And then there were a couple of posts that we knew that just continued to blow up, and actually recently we had one pop off and get like 15,000 likes in just a couple days on Instagram. So that was great. That generated a lot of leads, a lot of flow throughout the inbox, because that is the majority of where all the leads are coming from, is the Instagram DMs. There's nothing crazy that we've set up. We've set up a type form to be able to apply to find out more about the coaching. And then it's just been me, like the crazy talented DM setter, just saucing it up in the DMs. But if we go back to the funnel, is just being able to put out engagement posts so that people reply, reaching out to everybody that comments, everybody that likes, reaching out to literally everybody, just generating as much conversation and as much motion as possible. Because think about it, Instagram is an algorithmic platform. So if you are reaching out to people, if you're talking to people, it's just gonna push your content out to them more. They're gonna be able to see it more. And especially if you're some type of coach or creator, you're gonna be in front of them all the time. So that's the whole goal. And then prompt them to book a call off the DM after qualifying them. And then we have the YouTube strat as well. So Aiden makes YouTube videos. We prompt people to book a call in the description. And then everybody that comes from YouTube is just a almost surefire close. Like, nobody's watching YouTube videos for a long period of time that doesn't really care about you. So, you know, if you're watching me somehow, big ups to me. But the last part of this entire funnel is that every single lead we interacted with that didn't close, we would add them, and we still do, add them to an IG close friends list. So what this does is it basically marks every single lead and keeps them in like another form of tracking, but then it also enables us to be able to subliminally market to them consistently and be able to put posts that we wouldn't want to put on his just public page. And then it also makes the people feel like they're gonna click on it because the circle is green instead of purple on the Instagram. So first thing that I did was that I did a ton of market research. I've never actually worked on a fitness offer before, and I prefer to work on offers that have the potential to make people money as a result of them investing into the offer. But to start off, like the market research, I wanted to get to know his audience specifically. And so I knew that how important the step was, but it's super simple. What I did was I put out Instagram engagement posts. So it was literal like posts where you would do like the polls, or you would prompt people to type in a question or whatever. And it would just get the people that were most active, obviously, that wanted to talk to Aiden, to be able to give their input by either clicking in a button or by actually filling out something. And then I would take everybody that engaged and I would talk to them in the DMs a little bit and then actually book them in a call with me, not Aiden. because I took all the market research calls. But then I did a bunch of these calls and I found out so many different things, because I thought that it would be irresponsible to create an offer just based off of what everyone else was doing, and then based off of what Aiden and I thought would be like the best thing to actually take to the market. Because the worst thing you can do is take something that doesn't have a product market fit and be able, like, just push it, right? That doesn't make any sense, and it's just probably gonna end up in flames. So I'd rather act with data, act with logic, and I got to know exactly what it was that these guys were struggling with, because most of the people that are signing up, I think Aiden has his first female client coming in, closing tomorrow. So thank you, Lexi. But other than that, they're all been dudes. And yeah, so talking about demographics, everybody's either a bodybuilder or somebody who's very young. I'm actually not gonna get into the specifics of Aiden's audience right now, but I found out all of their psychographics, everything that they cared about, everything that they desired, everything that they feared, everything they were struggling with, and many other questions along those lines. And it helped me form the perfect offer to be able to take to his audience, but it also helped me understand exactly what it was that they were going through, so that I could help coach Aiden through a lot of the calls, because we were taking the sales calls together. So after I did a lot of in-depth market research, oh yeah, here's the research calls, the way that I was able to structure it. So this is an example of the scroll stopper, with these being buttons that people could press. And then the next post was a value post, just to make it bridge the gap between the CTA that I wrote and the scroll stopper. And then I wrote this really long form CTA with just a black screen with a CTA to DM. And then I would chat in the DMs, like I said. The other form of market research I did was actually looking at all of his top competitors. So I found a handful of really good accounts that we wanted to replicate. And when you follow somebody, the suggested tab comes up with a bunch of accounts that are the same or similar. And I went through each and every one of those accounts, and I made an entire spreadsheet and noted what I liked about each player that we were putting into the spreadsheet, what I didn't like, what we could fix, and just studied everything that they had. I went through their entire funnel, clicked on everything, talked to everybody. It just helps, you know what I mean? When I was making the offer, I had no confusion, no struggles whatsoever. It's just like studying for a test and then going into the test and acing it, because we were able to collect so much off of the rip because we had everything dialed in. So the last thing that I did for the market research was I actually hopped on calls with 3 different agencies that were responsible for scaling fitness offers and coaching businesses. And I found out a lot of their processes just from acting like a fitness coach who wanted their services. So I got actually a lot of information, a lot of sauce from that. Then the thing that I did was create the offer. These are just a handful of things that I found out that would be really either a no-brainer, have to be in the offer, and also in combination was like what people needed and wanted the most. What I found was that there was no way to be able to structure this offer to where you could actually have the benefits of what you're getting in the offer. It's like what you get after it, for sure, in fitness. You just have to listen to what somebody is going through and then be able to tell them that you have the exact plan for them, and then lay out their achieved state and just tell them that they're gonna get that, and then they'll close. So that's what I found out with fitness. But the next thing, after you do all your market research, after you make your offer, is the lead generation. So like I said, this is so simple. It might not be easy because everyone gets all like nervous in sales, but once you have an offer, and once you did all the market research and you know so much of your audience, you know them so in depth, then it becomes a lot easier to start reaching out to these people. So we reached out to everybody, and we're still continuing to do this on his Instagram. There are plenty of people that inbound DM, and those people are always pleasant to talk to because they're really Aiden and about getting to whatever desired state that they're looking to achieve in fitness. But I outbound DM'd to everybody that comments on his post, all of his new followers, if I can, because you can't DM somebody who is on private, and I'm not about to follow really anybody to DM them. It's just not worth it. There's too many leads. I go through everybody that likes his posts when I'm bored, And then story engagements is probably one of the highest quality forms of the leads. But I reach out to maybe 100 plus people every single day from Aiden's Instagram. So it's no wonder why we're continuing to close such big numbers. Automation's really started to help because we have a free guide. I'm going to change this step in the funnel here really soon, but this entire time I made some of these style gammas, some presentations that go over how to build muscle, how to do diet, how to do several of these types of things that were like the most commonly asked questions, because that's what I made the lead magnets off of. But I had automations, well, we still have automations that send this guide from specific keywords. And then also the benefits of it is that it ensures that you get to the people as soon as possible and actually send them a message first. And then you also deliver the value with the message. So then the next part is actually doing the sales. Because no matter if you did all that stuff correctly, if you don't know how to sell and you're not confident in being able to close, none of it's going to happen. It's just like working towards something, and then as soon as you're about to finish it, you either just give up or you choke. And you don't need to have any secret closing abilities. I used to study all these strategies. I used to study on how to handle objections and everything like that. But if you actually have a good offer, you don't need to close that hard. You just need to be able to show people that you care, that you make them believe that what you're saying is true, that you can help them. And as long as your offer is valuable, they'll either close in the spot or they're going to come around and close with you because they're going to find out that you actually do have the best thing on the market. But after I would reach out directly to people using the DMs, or they would reach out to us, I would set them in the DMs and then I would get their phone number. So after I would get their phone number, I put them into a spreadsheet, into Aiden's CRM, and I started to track with Aiden and work with him every single day. I had a call with him for like 2 hours today, coaching him on how to do sales. But yeah, we made a plan to follow up with every one of them, because how you DM it is I set up a time and get their phone number, and then Aiden hops on the call with him, and then he has a framework that I'll probably make a whole nother video on because of how valuable it is. But basically, it just happens naturally. You take somebody and you find out why you're talking to them. This leads into what their problem is, because that's probably the reason that they're on the call with you. Once you find out what their problem is, you take them and you ask them what their goal is. After you have a deep understanding of both of those, then you ask them why they want to get to that goal. This is really good because it's going to give you all the ammo that you need to be a powerful closer. Like I said, you don't need any tactics. You just need to be able to confidently bring up perspective and make it make sense for them. Then after you figure out why that goal is what it is, you find out why they haven't been able to achieve it. This is really good because it just basically gets them to admit that they don't know what they're doing without you. The cherry on top, after finding out all that information, is finding out why specifically they would hire you, or in this case Aiden, as a coach. And then you're able to make your offer in a really, really natural and just effective way, because you're no longer pitching something, you are pitching a solution directly tailored to them. Then, yeah, okay, well, I was just yapping, I forgot that I wrote all this, but after you find out that cherry on top, then you can say, thank you for answering all my questions. I have the exact plan for you. Is it okay if I share it with you? I made that up for Aiden, and I just thought it was fire, and it started to work really, really well. But out of that whole process, after we had launched, I booked in 10 sales calls in 3 days. We closed 9 out of the 10 deals that I set, and we generated over $4,000 in profit just from doing this type of strategy. So you have to think, right? If you understand that somebody who has an audience that's full of kids and full of people that are doing what he's doing, very few people that are actually qualified leads. And I was able to just make a few Instagram posts to gauge who were the most active followers, book a handful of market research calls in. And I would say that those two things are still even like extra steps. Like, I think it was very necessary to my process, but I'm saying somebody else I think could have done that without that. And then if you were to just reach out to the people in the DMs and then be able to book in calls, you can just close these deals. That's why I say it's not complex. It's just a matter of doing it. So that was Aiden's entire funnel process, and I really think that anybody could do it. But if you can't do it, I sure can. So hit me up for any sales and marketing advice, any strategy. My Instagram is here at Markovka, and I'm gonna put the description of our website so that you can check out all the other case studies. Peace. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. Peace.